गौराता हरि गुण गाए, झूले झूले गौराता
हरि गुण गाए,
झूले झूले गौराता हरि गुण गाए,
डोले डोले गौराचान हरि गुण गाए।
आसिया वृंदावन नाचे गौर राज,
आशिया वृंदावन नाच गौर राज,
झूले झूले गौराता हरि गुण गाए,
डोले डोले गौराचान हरि गुण गाए।
The moonlight Lord Gaurchandra arrives in Vrindavan while dancing, swaying to and fro and singing the glories of Lord Hari. Vrindavan turulata deve koye Hari katha,
वृंदावन तरुलता प्रेम कोय हरि कथा,
निकुंजेर पके गोरे हरि नाम सुनाए,
कुंजेर पखी गुली हरि नाम सुना,
झूले झूले गौराता हरि गुण गाए,
डोले डोले गौराचान हरि गुण गाए।
The creepers adorning the trees of Vrindavan are overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and they are speaking about the glories of Lord Hari. Flocks of birds who live in the groves are singing the name of Lord Hari. Gaura bole Hari Hari, Sari bole Hari Hari,
कर बोले हरि हरि, सारी बोले हरि हरि,
मुखे मुखे शुक सारी हरि नाम गाए,
मुखे मुखे शुक सारी हरि नाम गाए।
झूले झूले गौराता हरि गुण गाए,
डोले डोले गौराचान हरि गुण गाए।
Lord Gaura says, Hari Hari. A female parrot responds, Hari Hari. And then all male and female parrots start singing a loud chorus of the name of Hari. Hari Name Matta Hoye, Harina Asite De,
हरि नाम मता होए, हरि ना आसीच दे,
Mayur Mayuri Preme खिलाए।
मयूरा मयूरी प्रेम नचिया
झूले झूले गौरा चाँद हरि गुण गाए।
ढूले ढूले गौरा चाँद हरि गुण गाए।
Becoming intoxicated by the holy name, the deers come forward from out of the forest. The peacocks and peahens are dancing and frolicking in ecstatic love. Prane Hari Jane Hari Hari Bola Vadan Bori.
प्राण हरि ध्यान हरि हरि बोल बदन मोरी।
Hari Rama Geye Geye Ras Gale Dai.
हरि नाम गे गे रस गल ढूले ढूले गौरा चाँद हरि गुण गाए।
Lord Hari is in his heart. Lord Hari is in his meditation. And he always chants the name of Hari with his voice. Gaurachandra is intoxicated by ecstatic mellows and rolls around on the ground while singing and singing Harinam. Asiyaya Munar Kule Nate Hari Hari Bole.
आसिया जमुना कुले
Asiyaya Munar Kule Nate Hari Hari Bole.
आसिया जमुना कुले
Nate Hari Hari Bole. Yamuna uthole se charan dhoya.
यमुना उथोले से चरण धोआ।
झूले झूले गौरा चाँद हरि गुण गाए।
ढूले ढूले गौरा चाँद हरि गुण गाए।
Arriving on the bank of the Yamuna river, he dances wildly while chanting Hari Hari. Mother Yamuna becomes so ecstatic that she arises and comes forward to wash Lord Gauranga's feet. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nittai Gauranga Jaya, Nittai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga.
Nittai Gauranga Jaya, Nittai Gauranga.
Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nittai Gaura Hare Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Gauranga Mahaprabhu visiting Vrindavan Dham ki. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuvunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'll just speak 5 minutes and then I'll take questions, okay? You know, Jiva Goswami says that we should only accept in this world as much as is needed for the Sharir Nirvah, he says. Sharir Nirvah means for keeping the body and soul together, whatever you have to do in material life, that much you have to do. And then whatever time is left, one should utilize it for Krishna conscious progress and not waste time in things which divert us away from Krishna. So, if you read the first verse of NOI, verse number 1 and 2, they talk about things which divert us from Krishna. And verse number 3 and 4, they talk about things which bring us to Krishna's lotus feet. So, we should do the verse number 3 and 4, and verse number 1 and 2 we should avoid. And keep our life simple and very Krishna conscious. And gradually we will find our mind becoming calm, cool, collected, peaceful, satisfied. And the material demands will reduce. Especially material demand is not only I want a car or a bungalow or, I want, nice food to eat. These are all very gross. But the subtle demands of the mind and ego are even more. In order to impress others, in order to prove to others I am great, in order to say I am right, you are wrong. And so the mind's demands are enormous. So one of the reasons we come for Yatra is by maximizing our Krishna time, not wasting one moment from morning to night. Because generally in a day, we keep little bit time for morning for spiritual life. And then rest of the time goes in money making and family maintenance and sorting out the problems. Bhagavatam says that, Kurvan dukkha pratikaram sukhavan manyate grihi. So, therefore, when we come to Yatra, everything is arranged for you so that you can peacefully focus your mind on Krishna. That is actually the goal. So, you all are comfortable in English or Hindi? Which language you are comfortable? English, all right? English is perfect? Okay. If anybody has written any question, I would like to ask, where is the mic? Cordless mic? Kiran Prabhu, you can show the mic if anybody wants. Yeah. See, 12:30 is the lunch prasad. In the meantime, we can utilize it for some question answers. If you have any questions, yeah. Okay. Yeah?
Prabhuji, Mataji wants to know in Hindi.
Oh, I can speak in Hindi. Hindi sabko malum hai? Anybody in English devotee here, you don't know Hindi? Anybody is there who doesn't know Hindi? Anybody? Any Prabhujis, you don't know Hindi? You don't know Hindi? Only English you know. Huh? No, behind us.
Only Telugu, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Prabhuji knows only Telugu.
Only Telugu he knows. Oh, okay.
Most of them are.
How many of you know Hindi? You ask. In Telugu you ask, how many know Hindi?
ఎంతమందికి హిందీ వచ్చండి? హిందీలో చెప్తే ప్రవచనం చెప్తే అర్థమయ్యే వాళ్ళు ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు? చేతులు లేపగలరా?
Yeah. Only these three Matajis. You don't know Hindi?
మీరు హిందీనే
Slightly you know. Okay. You two of you know
తెలుగు
Matajis?
ప్రవచనం.
Behind. Okay.
హిందీ ఓకేనా?
I think Hindi is all right. I think.
Yes.
हिंदी में बोलता हूँ मैं. ठीक है. किसी को प्रश्न पूछना है किसी को? Yeah. We will take one Prabhuji, one Mataji will take. Okay? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, as a beginner who is chanting 16 rounds, what are the three things you would suggest to go forward in the Krishna consciousness?
Okay. You understand Hindi? Okay. माताजी पूछ रहे हैं कि अगर एक बिगिनर्स गाइड टू कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस करके एक किताब है, बिगिनर्स गाइड, 3 बुक है, आपको मिल जाएगा आपको मंदिर में. हाँ, वो लेकर आप देख सकते हैं. उधर सब बताया गया है कि क्या क्या हमको करना चाहिए. शुरुआत में हम माला करते हैं, जपा करते हैं. आप ऑफिस जाती हैं, घर में यू आर होम मेकर और ऑफिस गो है होम मेकर. देन यू हैव
ఆఫీస్ మాతాజీ. ఆఫీస్
going. So if you're office going, then morning you should try to finish your rounds, as many rounds as possible. At least 12 rounds. 12 माला पूरा कर दीजिए सुबह. कम से कम अगर 16 माला हो सकता तो और भी अच्छा है. इसके लिए हम लोग रात को जल्दी सोकर जल्दी उठते हैं प्रातः काल में. देखिए, आध्यात्मिक क्रियाओं के लिए प्रातः काल अनुकूल है. और राजसिक तामसिक कार्यों के लिए शाम और रात उसके लिए अनुकूल है. इसलिए राक्षस लोग इत्यादि वो लोग रात को जागरण रखते हैं. उनका नाम ही है निशाचर, बताया गया है. निशाचर का मतलब है रात के समय जागरण रखने वाले. ऐसा बताया है. लेकिन आजकल सारी दुनिया में देखते हैं कि लोग 12 बजे 1 बजे 2 बजे सोते हैं. वो बहुत बुरा आदत है. ऑफिस गोइंग लोग जो होते हैं उनको अगर जल्दी वापस लौटकर जल्दी प्रसाद खाकर अगर 10 बजे के पहले हम सो जाते हैं तो सुबह का प्रातः काल आपको मिलेगा जपा करने के लिए. हम जपा के लिए सब परिस्थितियों को अनुकूल कर लेना चाहिए. हाँ, मॉर्निंग वी शुड हैव अ लाइट स्टमक एंड अर्ली मॉर्निंग लाइक वी गेट अप. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. देखिए, किताबों को पढ़ने से हमें जानकारी बढ़ता है, उससे हृदय भी पिघलता है, तब नाम जप कर पाएंगे एक आतुरता के साथ. अगर हम पढ़ते नहीं तो धीरे धीरे हम आध्यात्मिक समझावट पीछे चला जाता है. दुनियादारी चीज सामने दिखते हैं. तो भाग दौड़ में सारी दुनिया पड़ा है, हम भी उसी भाग दौड़ में ज्वाइन कर लेंगे। इसलिए रोज जैसे हम लोग देखते हैं कि कोई सिनेमा देखता है, मूवी देखता है, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ता है, वो दुनिया में उलझ जाता है। लेकिन जो गीता भागवत पढ़ते हैं वो मुक्त हो जाते हैं धीरे धीरे। तो किताबों को पढ़ना, नाम जप करना, ABCD बोलते हैं उसको। A फॉर एसोसिएशन, B फॉर भगवत गीता, C फॉर चैंटिंग, D फॉर डाइट प्रसादम एंड E फॉर एंगेजमेंट, सेवा एंगेजमेंट। तो आप किसी ग्रुप में होंगे, करेक्ट है ना, किसी के ग्रुप में। हाँ, तो आपके लीडर को पूछ सकते हैं कि मुझे कुछ सेवा एंगेजमेंट दीजिए मंदिर में। महीने में, जैसे महीने अगर एक हफ्ते में 2 घंटा 4 घंटा कुछ सेवा चालू कर सकते हैं आप मंदिर में। प्रचार काम में हेल्प कर सकती है आप। अगर आपके सीनियर प्रचार कर रहे हैं तो आपके घर के निकट लोगों को जोड़ सकते हैं, हाँ, और उनको थोड़ा फॉलो अप कर सकते हैं। उसमें अगर 2-3 घंटा देंगे हफ्ते में तो सेवा भी हो जाएगा। तो माला चल रहा है, प्रभुपाद की किताब पढ़ाई चल रहा है, भगवान की पूजा चल रहा है, आरती, एंड 2-3 घंटे का सेवा चालू किया आपने। और अभक्तों से दूर रहना और भक्तों के संग में रहना। तो ये चीज़ गृहस्थ भक्तों के लिए सरल है, उतना कठिन नहीं है करने के लिए। अगर हम करेंगे तो बाकी अनावश्यक चीज़ें हमारे जीवन में वो दूर चले जाएंगे। भक्तों का अनुभव है कि जो भक्ति में गंभीर बनते हैं ना, जैसे धुआं होता है और आग होता है, आग को बढ़ा दिया जाए तो धुआं मिट जाता है। ऑलराइट, थैंक यू। और कोई?
प्रभुजी, माता जी has a question.
Yeah.
She wants to worship deities. She wants to start worshipping deities. But later on, she may have a doubt, like in her home, nobody may continue the deity worships. So in that case, whether she can get the deities and start worship or not.
तो आपको क्या करना चाहिए? अगर किसी के बेटा बेटी नहीं है तो कौन उसको कंटिन्यू करेगा, वो चिंता होगा। तो क्या?
She has a daughter, but she has a daughter.
But she will get married and go, no?
మీకు కోడలు ఉంది కానీ మీరు డౌట్ కదా మీకు చేస్తారో చేయరో. She has a daughter-in-law, but she has doubt whether they will continue the legacy or not.
Okay. Her daughter-in-law is a devotee?
మీ daughter-in-law devotee నండి, chanting చేస్తారా? ఎన్ని rounds?
और जब करती है?
जब करते हैं 4 राउंड पर डे.
परफेक्ट। उनको भी सिखा देना, बहू को भी सिखा देना, खुद भी करना, उनको भी सिखा देना, और उनके बच्चे कंटिन्यू करेंगे। अगर किसी के घर में डेटी है वो कंटिन्यू नहीं कर पाते हैं तो ये एक उचित गंभीर भक्त को ढूंढ कर उनको सौंप देना चाहिए। मैं अमेरिका में गया था ना रिसेंटली, एक टेक्सास में एक परिवार है, बहुत अच्छी डिवोटी हैं वो, राय राम प्रभु, तो राम विजय प्रभु। उनको एक प्रॉपर डिसेबल माता जी थी, उनके पास डेटीज थे, वो बहुत बुढ़ी हो गई, अकेली थी, पति भी नहीं था, बच्चे भी नहीं थे, तो उनके पास सुंदर डेटी है। पूरे आल्टर में जो डेटी थे उनको सौंपा दिया। she gave deities also and many things which were used, items used by Prabhupada, वो सब उनको सौंपा दिया। Basically we all have to either we continue or we hand over to somebody who will continue so that the worship goes on. She understood?
Yes, Prabhuji, she wants to get deities. So with whose permission and what deities can I take? She does 32.
Who is her Bhakti Vriksha leader?
Balbhayam Prabhuji. Me Bhakti Vriksha leader. Ramsundar Prabhuji.
She should tell Ramsundar Prabhu, he will help out.
రామచంద్ర పూజీ గారు అడగండి, రామచంద్ర పూజీ గారు మీకు హెల్ప్ చేస్తారు, ఎవరిని తెచ్చుకోవాలి, పర్మిషన్ ఇస్తారు.
So I think there are 2 sisters, relatives of Radheshyam and Prabhu's aunts, I think. Correct, no? Yeah, correct. Radheshyam. Yeah. Anybody else? There is one hand up.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam. So Sitaram Prabhu told that when Prabhupada got 2 heart attacks, he did not come back. He did not thought that Radharaman is calling, but he went to America. But similarly, if it happened in our lives, so how we should go to America and not to return?
Yeah. So in our life also sometimes there are challenges which will come. So when challenges come, you have 2 choices. One is to go back to old lifestyle. or persist in the challenges and go on with your Krishna consciousness. Correct, no? When going gets tough, the tough get going, it is said. Ambarish Maharaj, he suffered a lot by Dhruvasamani. Prahlad Maharaj suffered, Pandava suffered, Jatayu suffered, but none of them gave up. Correct, no? If they gave up, their name won't be there in Bhagavatam. So those who are persistent in Krishna consciousness, they only go back to Godhead, even in the midst of difficulties. Gajendra, for example, he was bitten by a crocodile in the leg. And when Lord Narayana came, he took a lotus and then he did Archana. Even in that situation, he offered worship. He didn't say, imagine if a dog is biting your leg, will you be able to worship the deities? First thing what you will do, get rid of the dog. Correct, no? He didn't think like that. He thought that anyway it's biting for a long time, I can't escape. Now let me focus on the Lord. So he started worshipping. Narayana, Akila Guru, Bhagavan Namaste. So he was persistent, you agree? So we have to be persistent, to strive, to seek, to find and not to yield. That's one of the poems in Ulysses. So we should not give up. If you give up, then whatever you did will be saved and then you have to continue it in the next life. But if you don't give up, you persist, then in this life itself you'll go back to Godhead. You don't have to come again. Correct, no? So, in case you don't have sufficient willpower to persist, then you should come to the temple, meet devotees, take help of other devotees, association, and increase your will, boost your willpower, and then say no to Maya, yes to Krishna. Like one boy lost his job, so he stopped his chanting also. Because I lost the job, I have to search for job, so I stopped chanting. So I told him, today you lost job, tomorrow something else will happen. The life is not going to be smooth sailing always. So are you going to again and again start and give up? One thing we should know, that chanting of the holy name and worshipping of Krishna and these are all eternal fruits. There is one verse which says, Sarve pete yajna vido yajna kshapita kalmashaha yajna shishta amrita bhujo yanti brahma sanatanam. This verse says, all these different type of spiritual activities you are doing, Sarve pyete yajna vido yajna kshapita kalmasha. Two things he says. It will destroy your sinful reactions, it says. And then yajna shishta amrita bhujo. It produces imperishable eternal results. That means bhakti sukruti, which will go with you after death also. Yanti brahma sanatanam. You go back to the Sanatan world. In that direction, it will take you up. So, any of us doing chanting Hare Krishna, doing devotional activity, we should be convinced that these two benefits I will get. My sinful reactions will be destroyed and my spiritual credits will be enhanced, increased, which are imperishable, permanent. With this confidence, we should practice spiritual life in all situations, ups and downs. Because in this world, you cannot stop the problems. Problems will keep coming, everybody. If problems come, along with problems, you practice spiritual life. Or you sort out the problems, at the end of the day, you have done nothing. Correct, no? You sort out this problem, that problem, this problem. So finally, when the death comes, we don't carry anything with us. Like there is one man in Pune, he has got 20 own bungalows. Every day he goes to court. Morning, he will get up in the morning, read newspaper, take his breakfast and everything. 9 o'clock he will leave his home. And evening he comes back at 7. Of course, afternoon he comes to take lunch, again go to court. Because all these 20 houses have got litigations, problems. Somebody is encroaching and all problems. So court case, daily it goes practically 9 hours, 10 hours like that. Now when he dies, will he carry anything with him? Any of the houses will come with him? No, he gave his entire life procuring the house and making sure nobody steals the houses. But material endeavors, they lead to zero at the end of life. So therefore, we should persist in spiritual life. Spiritual life is worth persisting because the results are yajna shishta amrita bhujo. Amrita means imperishable results. So therefore, when you come in the company of devotees, you understand what is temporary, what is permanent, what is This Iswal Navagendra Maharaj used to sing one song. Bhakti Bhagavan ki kar le, khajana naam se bar le, Bhakti Sri Krishna ki kar le. Like they used to sing. So what is the meaning of this? Do bhakti for Krishna and carry the bhakti sukriti with you at the time of death. And if you don't do this, the other sukritis which you accumulate other things will not go with you. Whether it is bungalow or car or bank balance or anything. So you should see the futility of material endeavors and the substantiality of spiritual endeavors. And we need that spiritual vision to see that. Like we say, short-term and long-term goals. Then you get that necessary willpower to tackle, even in difficult times. I'll ask you a simple question. Say you got malaria or something like that. You go to a doctor, he tells you medicine. Medicine is costly, and you feel that, so much money will be wasted, thousands of rupees. Still you buy, correct now? Because you know that without buying it, I won't be able to get cured of the disease. And doctor says, because you have malaria, 1 week you can't go to office. And office people say that your leaves are exhausted. You cannot take leave. If you take leave, you have to go on loss of pay. So here you will see, every day, in case you are, drawing something like monthly, say 1.2 lakhs you are drawing. That means per month you are getting 10,000 in hand, correct? 1.2 lakhs per month, which means if you don't go for 4 days, or 5 days to job, they will cut that money. That means you are ready to allow the money also to be cut, plus you are paying to doctor also. People do or not? Because they know that the disease has to be cured. At any cost, let there be loss of money, and also, let there be spending money for the doctor, I don't mind. So because there's no other alternative for you. So in spiritual life, when it comes, people always make compromise. They say that, I have no time, I have so many things to do. You will never have time. If you don't have time now, you will never have time. You have to make time. If you know something is important, I have to make time at any cost. See, brahmachari sannyasis, they could be preoccupied with something else in the outside world, correct, no? Why have they given up and come? Because they know that this is the thing we should do. I should do for my good, and I should do this for the welfare of the world. There is nothing more important than this, because everything else will be null and void. They will not come. They are all called as here today, gone tomorrow pleasures. They are visible, like for example, in the night, you lie down in the top of your roof of your house and you see the clouds in the sky. Sometimes they look like an elephant, sometimes like a Raj Mahal, sometimes like a horse. But finally, you will find the clouds will vanish. Similarly, in this world, you are attracted to bungalow or a horseback or a car and all these things. At the time of death, we'll be left alone, naked. I can show you one short movie clip. You can see this. You can connect this.
There was a rich merchant who had 4 wives. He loved the 4th wife the most and adorned her with rich robes and treated her to delicacies. He took great care of her and gave her nothing but the best. He also loved the 3rd wife very much. He's very proud of her and always wanted to show off her to his friends. However, the merchant is always in great fear that she might run away with some other man. He too loved his 2nd wife. She is a very considerate person, always patient, and in fact is the merchant's confidant. Whenever the merchant faced some problems, he always turned to his 2nd wife, and she would always help him out and tide him through difficult times. Now, the merchant's 1st wife is a very loyal partner and has made great contributions in maintaining his wealth and business, as well as taking care of the household. However, the merchant did not love the 1st wife, and although she loved him deeply, he hardly took notice of her. One day, the merchant fell ill. Before long, he knew that he was going to die soon. He thought of his luxurious life and told himself, "Now I have 4 wives with me, but when I die, I'll be alone. How lonely I'll be." Thus, he asked the 4th wife, I love you most, endowed you with the finest clothing, and showered great care over you. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company? No way, replied the fourth wife, and she walked away without another word. The answer cut like a sharp knife right into the merchant's heart. The sad merchant then asked the third wife, I have loved you so much for all of my life. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company? No, replied the third wife. Life is so good over here. I'm going to remarry when you die. The merchant's heart sank and turned cold. He then asked the second wife, I always turn to you for help, and you've always helped me out. Now I need your help again. When I die, will you follow me and keep me company? I'm sorry, I can't help you out this time, replied the second wife. At the very most, I can only send you to your grave. The answer came like a bolt of thunder, and the merchant was devastated. Then a voice called out, I'll leave with you. I'll follow you no matter where you go. The merchant looked up, and there was his first wife. She was so skinny, almost like she suffered from malnutrition. Greatly grieved, the merchant said, I should have taken much better care of you while I could have. Actually, we all have 4 wives in our lives. The fourth wife is our body. No matter how much time and effort we lavish in making it look good, it'll leave us when we die. Our third wife? Our possessions, status, and wealth. When we die, they all go to others. The second wife is our family and friends. No matter how close they had been there for us when we're alive, the furthest they can stay by us is up to the grave. The first wife is, in fact, our soul, often neglected in our pursuit of material, wealth, and sensual pleasure. Guess what? It is actually the only thing that follows us wherever we go. Perhaps it's a good idea to cultivate and strengthen it now. Right?
So, now I will ask you a question now. So the merchant had 4 wives. So who is the first wife, he said? Of course, no, soul is the person, like we are the soul, but we have a super soul. Instead of super soul, they're saying soul here. We have a super soul. And who is the second wife? Family and friends. And the third wife? Wealth and possessions and properties. And the fourth wife? Body. So these are the 4 wives. So at the time of death, will the body come with us? No, the body is fed into the fire. It's burnt to ashes. And what about the wealth? The wealth wife said that, oh, life is so very nice out here. When you are gone, I will marry another person, he said. That means the wealth will go to someone else. Correct, no? So, and he used to take the third wife here and there to show off to people how wealthy I am. But he was also afraid that others should not loot that wealth away. They should not take her away. That fear also was there. Correct, no? So, to show others also your fear, at the time of death also wealth will not continue with you. No? And the second wife was who? Relatives and friends. They are very good to you. They are very friendly with you. But at the time of death, they will come to your home and then make sure that your body is into graveyard and they'll go away. That's all. They can't do anything more than that. But the first one is a super soul, who is ready to accompany the soul. There is a famous song, which says that, in this world, who will come with you? Think about it at the time of death. The wife will come up to the door of the house and she is not allowed to go beyond that. And the son will come up to the graveyard to put fire to the body. And the relatives will come in a very official way and make sure that they just give the attendance and they'll go away when somebody passes away. But the one personality who is with you in graveyard when you leave the body is a super soul, Krishna. And he will come with you not only for a while, he will come with you to the next body and one more body and third body and millions of lives he comes. Madre prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karunaya namodayaya swamshena sarvatanubran manasi pratita pratyak drishe bhagavate brihate namaste. One of the names Gajendra says is swamshena sarvatanubran manasi pratita. In the heart of everybody you are seated as super soul. When the soul leaves, you also go with the soul. the next body, third body. Even if you go to a worm's body, he comes there also. If you go to a king's body, he comes. Wherever I go, he comes with me. Therefore, he is the true well-wisher. It's clear now. So, these kind of correct knowledge given in Bhagavad Gita, this will boost our willpower to stick to spiritual life and not become casual or careless in spiritual life. Because you have to weigh the things and see which is weighty and worthy. Is spiritual life worthy? But you will see that most people in this world are very foolish. They don't know how to weigh and see what is valuable, what is not valuable. They are like, they are attracted to the glitter and glamour, which is all like a conglomeration of 24 material elements only. They're all modified and made into shopping malls, made into cars and shining cars, shining vehicles. They are made into attractive, sleek computers and smartphones and colorful dresses. So these are all just a modification of material energy, which will all vanish at the time of death. We will be pulled out of those things. So it's really intelligent on the part of the individual to take out time and devote time to spiritual life, especially at the time of difficulty. Srila Prabhupada once said, one man had a gold ring, which was like 5 lakh or 10 lakh rupees, very costly. When he went to just brush up his face, the water, he was throwing water in the face, the ring fell down into the water. And he was like, moving the water fastly to get the ring. But the more he moved the water, the more it became muddy. And he was wondering how to get the ring. So Prabhupada says, such a man, what you should do? You should just sit back and chant Hare Krishna. For one round you chant. Then the dust will settle. Then slowly put the hand and take out your ring. So in life also, most problems can be solved by chanting. Then mind becomes calm, cool, collected, and you can sort out the issue. Otherwise, we try to sort out on our own. We make the water more muddy. It's clear to you? Any other question? Anybody? Please give her the mic. Yes, ma'am. So most of the problem we create are due to passion and ignorance. Yeah. Okay, she will tell in Telugu and I will hear in English. Okay. Prabhu, you can also tell me, should I answer in English or Hindi? You ask her. She wants. English? Okay.
నేను ఫిజికల్గా నేను ప్రోగ్రెస్ అవుతాను, నేను చేయగలుగుతున్నాను, మెంటల్గా నేను చేయలేకపోతున్నాను, ప్రోగ్రెస్ అవ్వట్లేదు మెంటల్గా.
Hare Krishna. Mataji has a question like, she is able to do physically the chanting, but mentally she is not able to concentrate and progress. So that is our first question, Prabhuji. How to progress?
Okay. What language is comfortable? English?
Telugu. So you can tell me. Okay.
She
You
understands
can understand English, right, Mataji? She can understand English, Prabhuji.
Okay. Actually, when we all begin chanting Hare Krishna, 1 round or 2 rounds, you will see that, chanting of the holy name, it's supposed to purify the mind. But in the beginning, our mind is...
apart from chanting, even reading Bhagavad Gita,
anything.
Bhagavatam,
Okay. Doing any activity, the mind gets distracted
Yes, Prabhuji.
to different things.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So distraction means alternative attraction. Which means we have some other strong concern in the mind to which the mind goes. Like for example, when Hiranyakashipu had gone to forest, when Hiranyakashipu went to forest, at that time Kayadu was arrested by the demigods. And then Narada Muni saved her and then took her to her ashram and gave her Krishna conscious knowledge, Bhagavatam knowledge. Prahlad in her womb heard it very well, but she couldn't hear because she was in tension. She thought about her husband, she thought about safety of her child. Because of those anxieties, she was always thinking about those things. She didn't hear. She could understand the example. So this is one problem. Some lingering anxiety in the mind. That's one problem. Another problem is some lingering desires that this should happen, that should happen in my life. Then I will become happy. If my son somehow gets a seat in America, then I can be peaceful. Or if somehow my daughter gets married within this year, like one Mataji's daughter was 27. So she was tremendous anxiety. So she's more worried than the daughter also. Daughter is studying higher and higher studies she is going. But mother is very worried. So the lingering worry comes in the mind during chanting, reading, anything. Either mind goes to the anxieties or mind goes to the desires. And desires and hankerings and attractions, I want this, I want that. Or the mind also goes to some revengeful thoughts. Revengeful thoughts come when somebody said something which I cannot tolerate. How can they say that I am foolish? I will prove to them I am intelligent. Then we want to disprove them and prove that I am right, they are wrong. So this is another thing. Revengeful thoughts. So what is revengeful thought in Telugu? Much you can tell her what is revengeful thought? So revengeful thoughts, desires, some lingering anxiety. One more thing that occupies mind is something happened in your life which you are very unhappy with. Like one boy used to get centum in mathematics. Always centum. Used to get centum. 100 marks he used to get. In all the tests. The final exam he made one mistake. There were 5 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4 and next page had one question. So he answered the 4 and thought that paper is over. They didn't put PTO. Please turn over. So he told all his friends, I'm going to get centum this time. All 4 questions I answered. Friends said 4. There were 5. Then they showed him the backside. Then he ran to the exam hall and told the examiner, sir, I didn't see the backside page. Can I write again? And the teacher said, you have gone out of the hall. You must have seen something and come. We cannot allow you now. So now you will get only 80 marks. So for 3 to 4 years he was crying. Can you imagine? I know the answer. Somehow I didn't see the backside of the paper. So sometimes some worry that I committed a mistake sticks to our mind. Correct? No? Yeah. That is the point. So, Mataji, you can tell in Telugu, give it to her, give the mic to her. I understand Telugu when she speaks. She can speak about
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
What are the things that occupy your mind when you are chanting or reading or when the mind. If it is not anything private you can share, then you can share.
By reading book reading, Prabhuji, mind is another thinking.
Thinking about what?
తెలుగు అర్థమవుతుందా ప్రభుజీ?
I can speak in Telugu, no problem.
ఓకే. అంటే బుక్ రీడింగ్ చేస్తుంటే వెంటనే మైండ్ వేరే ఆలోచనల ఇది ప్రెసెంట్ ఈ ప్రెసెంట్ లో ఏదైతే ఇన్సిడెంట్ జరిగిందో అది గుర్తుకు రావడం.
She's saying that when she is reading the book, the mind is thinking about
distraction.
She's not able to assimilate. Okay, I will say something to you. Yeah. Mataji, you can translate in Telugu. If I say, give the mic. Mataji, give the mic to her. Mic. I will tell in English, you translate in Telugu for her. Mataji, you can sit down. You can tell her, that if our hearing is tasty, then the mind will get hooked. And you can speak in mic, others will also hear. Yeah. If your hearing or reading is tasty, then the mind will be able to stick on to that. Anything that is tasty, we will stick on. She understands? Okay. For example, if they are giving you sweet, will you say no? You will not say no. You imagine if they are giving Karela sabji, the bitter gourd sabji, and one more sabji, aloo sabji. Most people will take which one?
Aloo
sabji. They won't take. So similar, our mind also is very choosy. If you like something, then we are attentive. Like imagine the announcer is telling, all of you take your prasadam plate there and gulab jamun is here in that corner, take it. Anybody will not hear that instruction? Everybody will hear it attentively because it's a very sweet instruction. I should go here and take gulab jamun, correct? No? On the other hand, if you're saying that, if some announcement is made that you should come to class on time, 5 o'clock, everybody should arrive. Some people say, what is that? I didn't hear it. If we don't like something, we don't like to hear. It's called selective listening. You can tell that. Understood? So when you are reading Prabhupada's books, some language is little difficult. Even small books are technical. Prabhupada says there are 3 energies: internal energy, external energy, marginal energy, transcendental, and those words are little difficult for us. So what you can do, you can take help of younger devotees who are reading Prabhupada books and explaining in a sweet way in Telugu. There are devotees, preachers, some good preachers who give nice lectures in Telugu. So they will digest the book and then they'll give you in a very simple manner. So when you hear that simple class, it will be more tasty for you. They will tell little stories, little analogies, little examples that will become easy. You can tell her?
ప్రభుపాద బుక్స్ చదివినప్పుడు యంగ్స్టర్స్ చాలా బాగా అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళు చెప్పడం కూడా చాలా స్వీట్గా చక్కగా అర్థమయ్యేటట్లు చెప్తారు.
Actually, why sometimes hearing is very beneficial? Because in hearing it is more easy to understand and we can ask questions also. We can ask questions also when somebody is speaking.
వినటం చక్కగా వింటే క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా చక్కగా అడుగుతారు.
But when we are reading books, some books are difficult to understand. Some Prabhupada books are little difficult. It's a bit technical.
చదవటం వలన కొంచెం అర్థం చేసుకోవటం కష్టం, టెక్నికల్ గా ఉంటాయి ప్రభుపాద.
So we have an order of Prabhupada. Yeah, we have an order of books. Start with small books, then medium books, bigger books. You are giving her. Correct, yeah. So she can start with small books, which is relatively easy. Yeah. And one thing I told you is it should be understandable, it should be relatable, it should be tasty. Then the interest comes. Yeah.
అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి, రుచి రావాలి, అప్పుడు దాని మీద.
Yeah. Sometimes you feel, how can I relate it to my life? Prabhupada is saying so many things about Ambarish Maharaj and Bharat Maharaj. How is it relevant to my life? We have a question. So therefore we have activities like Bharat Maharaj activity. In that activity we ask people question. Bharat Maharaj had a deer. In your life, what is the deer that it is distracting you? Our deer is smartphone. Then people understand, oh, it's relevant in my life also. Can you tell her? She understood? Okay. So we have to see, how is this knowledge relevant to my life? How is this knowledge relevant to others' lives? And also we should read, make notes and tell others. Then the taste will increase more and more.
మనం ఎన్నది రాసుకొని అవతల వాళ్ళకి చెప్తుంటే మనకి అప్పుడు అర్థం అవుతుంది బాగా.
Yeah, I will ask you a simple thing. See, when a newborn child is only drinking breast milk, correct now? Now the mother wants to stop the breast milk and start with some rice or chapati. And child will never like it because it's a new thing for a child. But little chapati mother will give, and then you will see when the child grows, then 1 chapati, 2 chapatis. Now people are eating 8 chapatis now. And they get used to it. Now they will never say no. So in the same manner, when you go from material to spiritual, spiritual subject is little alien. Alien means foreign, not easy to understand in the beginning. So we take little dose of reading of books and then hearing from the devotees. And when our stamina increases, then we can hear for longer time. Like right now I am giving
that stamina is only not coming.
No, stamina
fastly.
will come.
అదే నెమ్మదిగా అర్థం.
Yeah. See, now I am giving question answer here. We have only few devotees, correct now? We have 1200 devotees, very few are there. Why? Because you will see that there are certain things which people can easily understand. Prasadam is one thing everybody can understand. Full 100% attendance will be there. Then going to holy places, there will be 75% attendance will be there for that. Like that. And then boarding the train, coming and going back in the train together with other devotees, singing, dancing, maybe another. And then when it comes to classes, you may have 30-40% may attend. You will see that. So you will find that because the understanding, clarity, relevance, and the taste, these things become important in spiritual life. Yeah, you understand this? Yeah. So the stamina should increase. If it is not increasing, then you should hear more. If reading is difficult, you should identify some good Telugu speaker and you should hear more. You will get some coaching by Mataji in the classes. You will go for the class. Apart from the class, if you wish to hear some of the prominent, and the Telugu speaker should be authentic also, authorized by ISKCON. And you should be very as senior as possible if they are very senior. Because then they can give you in a very easy to understand way. I don't know who all speak in Telugu. You can tell some names, Mataji, some good preachers who people hear generally in Hyderabad. Telugu preachers. Which are the Telugu preachers they hear generally? Yeah?
మాతాజీస్ లేరు, ప్రభుజీస్ ఉన్నారు.
Prabhuji? Nitai Sevani Mataji. Yeah. Nitai Sevani Mataji is very famous actually, and she speaks very simple. If you want to hear ongoing, say you want to read Bhagavad Gita, all 18 chapters, there are recordings available in Nitai Sevani Mataji. You can hear that. And then when you go to Mataji's program, you can ask questions to her. Sometimes hearing is more easy to understand. Yeah. I also, when anybody hears from my YouTube lectures, they ask questions, I answer.
ప్రభుజీ, హీరింగ్ ఓన్లీ మాతాజీ తెలుగు, ప్రభుజీస్ వినకూడదా?
What she said?
నాట్ హీరింగ్ ఇన్ ప్రభుజీస్
What she said?
తెలుగు.
Oh, you can hear Prabhuji also. No, the reason I told Mataji was, she, there may be Prabhuji, there may be Mataji, she can hear, but that person should be available to answer the question. Like for example, Nitai Srimaji is giving, if there is an email or something available, you hear and you can't understand. You ask a question, they should be able to answer. But book cannot answer. When you're reading a book, you get doubt, how will book answer? Therefore, you need a living person, somebody. Of course, some Prabhuji also gives lecture. If she writes, she can get answer. But I was asking names. You know, some of the names who are very good Telugu preachers in Andhra, Telangana. What are the names? Anybody knows some names of preachers? The Prabhujis, Matajis. Mataji is Nitai Sevani Mataji. Yeah? Who? Prananand Prabhu. He doesn't have YouTube. He has in YouTube he puts. Huh? Zoom and YouTube is available. Okay.
Bankim Rai Prabhu also Telugu.
Who?
Bankim Rai Prabhu.
Bankim Rai Prabhu also, yeah. Huh? Who? Prem Nathan Prabhu also.
Prem Nathan Prabhu. Srinivas Prasad Prabhu.
Srinivas. Any guru's sound vibration is bringing a change of heart and conviction in you. Yes, this is what I want to do in life. That is Shiksha Guru. Ask her, is it clear? You can.
It's clear, Prabhuji. Thank you.
It's clear now? You can summarize what I told you.
Yes.
In Telugu, you can summarize.
Another question, Prabhuji. Recently, గౌర్నేతాయ్ జగన్నాథ్ బల్దే సుభద్రమాయ్ DTs తీసుకొచ్చాము ఇంట్లోకి. అయితే వాళ్ళు సాటిస్ఫై అయ్యారా లేదా నా
You
సర్వీస్?
have another mic with you can take this one. This one you can take. You can just tell me.
చెప్పండి మాతాజీ.
ఐఎమ్ నేను వాళ్ళకి సర్వీస్ మంచిగా చేస్తున్నానా, వాళ్ళకి ఏమైనా లోటు అవుతుందా అనేది నాకు ఎలా తెలియాలి?
Mataji has bought Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadramaya deities, and she has a doubt. She's serving them, but she still has a doubt whether she's serving in a proper way or not.
Okay. Actually, we have one deity worship training course. We have that course is like 20 hours or so. If you can go to Mayapur and Jananivas Prabhu will give that course. You can take that course. Or we want to arrange the same course in Hyderabad, Abids also. ISKCON Abids. I don't know whether they are giving. If they are giving that course, I think ideally they should give that course for all the congregation devotees having deities. Once you undergo that course, how to do Archaman, how to do Shodashopachar, how to worship the deity, what not to, like we should not put a pin that pricks the body. Many things they will teach very nicely.
తెలుగులో చెప్తారా?
Telugu? Acha.
తెలుగు.
You can tell Mataji, tell that. Telugu course, deity worship course. We will do it in Telugu. We'll arrange it. I will put a word to Mallikapnath Prabhu, you can keep in mind. Actually, there are many devotees having deities in Hyderabad, but they didn't undergo a official course. We can arrange that deity worship course. Telugu speaking devotee like Bankim Raipu, somebody can come and teach. There is one devotee called Shitalanga Gauranga Prabhu. He knows Telugu? Tamil, I think he speaks. Is it? He's a wonderful devotee. We can invite him. Shitalanga Gauranga Prabhu. So he's from Bangalore. In Coimbatore, he is giving 16 hours course. Deity worship course he did. My sister attended. They said it was superb. It was very good. He will give not only explanation, he will also show how to do everything. We will arrange in Telugu. Telugu course he will arrange. Okay, any other quick question? Yeah. Please give them a mic. Much here is the mic, yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Please give me the names, my dear, for Gaunita and Jagannath Baldeva Subhadra.
Oh, I don't give names. I am a simple brahmachari. Names are generally given by the guru level people. Those who are Diksha Gurus, they give the names. But in the event of not having name, you can just call them Gaunita, no problem. When your Guru Maharaj comes to Hyderabad, that time you can ask for the name. Yeah. Yes, Maji, your question?
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, I have two questions.
Yeah.
First is, first question is, as we read Prabhupada's purport in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that we worship God and we chant, attentively chanting to get the mercy. So what question comes in my mind is, what comes first, the mercy or the bhakti? What comes first in our life?
Our mercy comes to us in the form of a devotee.
Okay.
Some devotee comes in your life and invites you for a program. They make a phone call to you. That's the way the mercy comes. And you are accepting the mercy when it comes by going for the program, attending the class, taking prasad, and they also teach you knowledge. They engage you in some seva. And that is the next mercy which comes. First mercy is get prasad and you get to hear. Then the second, third, fourth installments of mercy also start coming. So it's like a two-way thing. You are willing to go to the program, then you give hear. When you get to hear and chant, then they follow you up. When they follow you up, again you go for the program, get prasad, meet devotees, ask questions. It's like, it goes like this back and forth. Say they called you for the program, you never went. Then you won't be here today. Correct, no? So in this way, Krishna very kindly extends his mercy through the devotees. From there, everything starts. So if you are grateful for what you are receiving, then you will be able to progress. Nice. All right?
My second question is a confusion, Prabhuji. Many people says that we should not take anything from Vrindavan to out of the Vrindavan. But some says no, we can, because it is our Krishna's property, and we are also Krishna's property. So we can take it out to Vrindavan as a mercy. Or
I heard the second part. What was the first part you said? And people say about love, what they say?
They say we should not take Vrindavan's belongings out of the Vrindavan, like water of Radha Kund or Yamuna water or Raj. We should not take it out of Vrindavan. But some
take it out of Vrindavan, like the stone.
We should not take her. And some says no, we should. So
right.
This is the confusion.
According to our sampradaya,
yes,
we don't carry the Govardhan from here to other place, because if we take away all the Govardhan shilas, then the mountain is already becoming smaller and smaller. A day will come and there will be no more Govardhan shilas. When people want to do parikrama marg, then there will be no more Govardhan. So we want to keep the Govardhan here so that people can worship it for thousands and thousands of years to come. And we can keep a photo of Govardhan in our altar if we want to keep and worship. Or in case any Vijayavasi gives you a small piece of Govardhan, then we may accept. But we don't ask for it. Even Shaligram also same policy. We should not ask for Shaligram. On their own, if Sadhu calls you and gives you, we can accept. That is actually standard in the scriptures. And worship is very high standard also, for Shaligram also. Actually, we can carry the Vijayavasi spirit, we call it, from here, rather than carry away the commodities from here. All right? Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Here. Yeah. Radha, Kund water can we take? He says, yes, that you can take. You can take, yeah.
Prabhuji, one question.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I always have this doubt, like whenever we progress, so sometimes we get realizations, and after some thinking, I always think whether it's a realization or it's my own imagination. So whether I'm imagining something and assuming it's a realization, and
Actually, the realizations which you get, it should be in line with the scriptures. If it is, then you can be happy. And in case you are unable to find in the scripture, you can go to your senior devotee and share your realization. And ask them, Prabhu, am I in proper road or am I speculating? If they confirm it, you can be confident. That's what we do as we are growing. Even I ask my Guru Maharaj also, Maharaj, whenever I want to do anything, how do I know I am acting rightly? I can't always call you. You are not available. So he said, if you always act in accordance with my instructions I give in my classes, then whenever you make a decision on your own, it will be in line with me. Like that he said. So therefore, it's always good to confirm from your mentor, some senior.
Prabhuji, like there are sometimes small things like offering bhoga. We might get some doubt, like whether we can do this or not this, and we cannot confirm also. And we have to go with our gut.
Like for example, we don't offer mushroom.
Yeah.
So your friends are saying, let us make mushroom today. So you are doubtful, then better ask. Certain items, like we don't offer red color flowers to Krishna. It's offered to Durga, other people like that. But sometimes people are innocent. They may offer hibiscus to Krishna, they may not know. So many times we don't know these things. But when we are committing mistake, Krishna will not take serious offense because you are offering out of some bhav. He will accept it. But in the long run, as you read the books, your knowledge gets blossomed. Then you should not do mistakes which are said in Shastra. Don't do, then we should not do. Therefore, I was telling the deity worship seminar, I said, when you all take the training, they will tell you what to do, what not to do very clearly. Okay?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Now we are going to conclude now, 12:30. The prasadam is going to start just now. You all take your prasad, you have to pack your luggage and return to the trains. In the evening, you all have train.
One last question.
Okay, one last question. Yeah, one last.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I'm a student currently pursuing my MTech. I'm trying to
You
chant.
can keep it like this so I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to chant daily, but the other part of the day is very busy. And apart from trying to be Krishna conscious, there are other challenges like repeating the past attitude, which I know are wrong. Like it will be quite clear when I'm chanting that my behavior was wrong the last day. But in that situation, I'm convinced to act in a certain way, and it keeps happening. As I heard, like that compromising Krishna consciousness gets consumed like poison, and it's troubling a lot. So how to overcome that?
So I want to make sure that I understood you right. I said that, you said that, like for example, certain past habits, now we want to rise over them by chanting Hare Krishna. But those past habits again come back and they hamper our Krishna consciousness.
At least if the guilt is very clear, I'll be able to persist. But I'm so convinced to act in
those old ways.
Yeah, and in the morning when I chant, I feel so superficial. Like
I understand, yeah. And what was the second part? This was the main question, yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay. So, therefore, I would say that our old fossilized conceptions, we call it, they have to be changed. Like, educated boys, girls nowadays, they may like to sometimes come and sit in the kirtans or bhajans and things like that. But they have been spoiled by modern day system of education. They have many wrong convictions. So even we are also a victim of that, all of us. Like in IIT, myself, Gauranga Prabhu and all were studying. So when Bhaktisant Maharaj came, it took him considerable time, at least an year, to bring us to the sanity, a proper understanding of philosophy. I would suggest that you should devote time steadily in learning philosophy systematically. Like we have a course called Gita for All Made Easy, you know that? In Hyderabad, we do that. Game, we call it. Gita for All Made Easy, a course. So it's a foundation course it is. You are in Hyderabad?
Yeah, I'm from Hyderabad, but I'm in Chennai. I'm in IIT Madras.
Oh, you're in IIT
I'm
Madras.
under the guidance of Ujjwala Radheshyam.
Okay. So Ujjwal Radha Mataji, she takes Bhagavad Gita verse by verse, I think she takes, Huh?
Yes, right now it's going.
Correct. So that is also good, but there are many old conceptions we have. They have to be exactly addressed. It's like, you have a disease and the medicine has to be given to exactly defeat the disease. So if you write those particular conceptions you have, you feel, which are actually putting up, like in case you think Darwin's evolution is right, for example, you think like that. You should be frank enough to admit it. This is what I feel. I want to know why it is wrong. So I have a second book called as Your Secret Journey. There's a book. In that book, there's one full chapter on this. Or your mind says maybe body is simply a mere biochemical function. It's nothing more than that. It's a chemical bundle. I don't think there's something called a soul. If mind says like that, due to modern education, then there is one full chapter on, is human body just a biochemical function? I have one chapter on that. So in this way, you have to attack the specific problem with specific medicine. And you have to be given a scientific explanation without bringing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and all these things. You keep them all far away. Then only your mind will be convinced. If you see Sarvam Bhattacharya, he was a big Sanskrit scholar. He was like a diggaj, like an elephant. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met him, he told him, I will give you 63 explanations of the meaning of the Atma Ramastamaniya verse. When he gave those 63 different explanations, he was flabbergasted completely. Because Sanskrit scholar can defeat another Sanskrit scholar. Mahaprabhu he didn't bring bhakti and all that. He thoroughly defeated him using Sanskrit. Similarly, if scientific doubts are arising, they should be defeated by scientific answers. Like that we should do. And after the dust is removed from the mind, then we can venture into study of scriptures. Then it is fruitful. Otherwise, studying scripture will be just sentimental, superficial. It will not sink in our heart. So the first thing we should be convinced of is we are not the body, we are the soul. Right now, if you're not convinced about the proof that's given, go for deeper and deeper scientific proof. If you tell Ujjwal Radha Mataji, write to her or write to me with her in CC, I can send you specific articles. And we all have to address it. Like I had a doubt on impersonalism, impersonalism. So I wrote, I met Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj. He exactly caught my problem and took me to those shlokas in Gita and he rounded up and showed me. See here. What do you say about this verse? My nose was cut completely. After that, I accepted the personalism. After that. So, we should not hide the doubts to ourselves or to others. We should not think what others will think. They will think I am an atheist. Mind may say like that. But if you are not honest enough to show to the doctor what your disease is, then how can the disease be cured? Therefore, we don't have to ask question in a public class, but when you go to Mataji's class, after the class, one-on-one, you can write to her. Tell her that I have these doubts. If you want, you can check with Radheshyam Prabhu, what would he say on these things, 4-5 things if you send. I will send you specific articles. And you will feel very joyful when you get the answer pertaining to your specific question. You understand, no? Then you feel peaceful and satisfied. So, like some boys have a feeling that if I become serious in spiritual life, it will kill my ambitions. So some boys were running away, wondering why are they running away? Then I found out they have fear. Then later on, I have one full article, 5-6 page article on that. When they read it, they started coming again. They became peaceful. They understood that Arjuna was also an ambitious man. He didn't leave the battle. Rather, he was told to fight the battle. They became more convinced after that. So you can take out time to clear your doubts, and that is the homework you have to do for further progress in spiritual life. Otherwise, we may be stagnated and days may pass, weeks may pass, classes may go on, chanting may superficially go on. But because of those lingering doubts are compared to demons. Now, they will eat up everything that you are feeding. They will not allow you to get nourished. Take advantage. You are honest enough to express it. You take advantage, and we have one session called as Samshaya Nash Shraddha Prakash, we call it. Destroying doubts and awakening faith. Like that. We do it for the students for 3 days. What faith you have in ISKCON or Prabhupada or devotees or scriptures or process of chanting the holy name. In all these things, they will express both faith and doubt. And faith we appreciate and doubt we clear. We do that. So I have many thousands of question answers where we have answered in this session. If you send specific questions, we can give you specific answers. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki, your Bhakta Vrinda ki, Vrindavan Yatra ki.